1996 The last residential school closes. 2007, after 87 years of pain, Stephen Harper, Prime Minister of Canada, issues an apology to all residential school survivors for the trauma at the hands of Canadians. The apology stood as a symbol of Canada shedding its facade of equality and admitting they had been extremely wrong. Following the government's example, the Anglican Church and the United Church both put forth apologies for their part in residential schools. The Catholic Church, however, who ran 70% of the residential schools, never formally apologized, nor any of the successive popes. An address was given where the Pope apologized for their past dismissal of the riches of native tradition. Following the apology of 2007, the TRC, Truth and Reconciliation Commission of Canada, was founded and started traveling all across Canada, recording all the stories of residential school survivors. At the start of every event, a fire was lit with the ashes of the last fire and kept lit until the event was over. Along with the trials, the TRC launched several other campaigns, including the 2008 Missing Children Project, where they found and documented the burial places of dead students. They found at least 3,000. The Bentwood box made by Luke Marston is a donation box for residential school survivors. It also was made as a reminder to all that residential schools happened, so we never forget it. In 2015, after 7 years of researching, the TRC came out with a final report summarizing their findings. Canada was found guilty of cultural genocide. The destruction of those structures and practices that allow the group to continue as a group. States that engage in cultural genocide set out to destroy the political and social institutions of the targeted group. Land is seized, and populations are forcibly transferred, their movement restricted. Languages are banned. Spiritual leaders are persecuted, spiritual practices are forbidden, and objects of spiritual value are confiscated and destroyed. And, most significantly to the issue at hand, families are disrupted to prevent the transmission of cultural values and identity from one generation to the next. The Canadian government was also given a list of calls to action in hopes of repayment and reconciliation. The first volume contained 94 of such, including better child welfare, health care, reducing the education and job gap, acknowledgement of their language rights, justice, reconciliation, a new curriculum, and all records and burial information. Across Canada, memorials, monuments, and plaques were being erected in honor of the students alive or dead, including a national one in Ottawa. To fix their mistakes, a youth program called REACH began its mission of helping children from abusive families, drugs, alcohol, and bad decisions. In downtown Toronto, a modern healing center takes an interesting approach to old traditions with a rooftop garden, sweat lodge, healing circle, and firebox. There is still a long way to go to achieve full healing, but Canada is giving its best shot at redemption.